early.
What's good, folks? We are back with another episode of Early. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Subscribe to the channel.
For sure.
Tell your friends, tell your family. We got a friend of the show.
Facts.
On multiple shows,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I know
friend of the brand for sure.
On tap,
you know what I'm saying?
ItsNation.
But we got Jarrett Butler in here. Appreciate you pulling up on us, dog.
Man, appreciate y'all having me here, holding space for me.
Yeah.
Super excited to get into whatever we, chat about.
Yeah, it's been a little minute since we've, had the opportunity to talk with you on here. You know what I'm saying? That was what, 2018?
2018, 2019, yeah.
That's
I think it was 2019. We had a little bit more time.
Think about we're gonna get into it in the conversation, but like think about all the shit that we've kind of been through, like each of us have been through through that. You know what I'm saying? That was a long time ago.
It's
and
been
a lot
some
of
good journeys.
The world looks a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, from back then. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what you've been up to and everything like that. But first of all, I gotta start with Happy New Year, fellas.
Right.
Like,
Happy New Year.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like last year, last year was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but
I'm a December baby, and December felt like the longest month ever. Like
Did it?
It was like never gonna end. Truthfully, I'm a Sag too, so I don't care. Like, give me all that month. But we're finally here. We made it.
Yeah, facts.
That's facts. Maybe before we get too into it, can you just give a brief summary about, who you are and what you're up to these days?
Okay, yeah. Moco baby, born and bred, Gaithersburg, Maryland, went to Northwest, went to Morehouse for college, got my degree in physics, went to Fisk, got my master's in physics, did some research, left it all for poor mental health and just not finding it beneficial to me anymore. And then ironically and metaphorically stumbled upon running. And 2-3 years now, I work for ASICS doing brand marketing, living out of Boston and just connecting communities and black people in all types of spaces.
And one thing, that I was mentioning like previously, I consider you something of like a Renaissance man because I feel like, something that you've had at the core with everything that you have done is community. And I don't even remember, the last time that Meg had you on a show like On Tap, like the current theme of that was like trading. You know what I'm saying? I know that's something that you still get into today. I'm definitely interested on, how that's going for you as well. But like, it's more so of you've always kept that like the forefront that's kind of enabled you to meet into these different communities and stuff like that. And it's like now you have a profession built off of
people.
People.
Yes.
But like literally I seen you just in the past year and a half run your way into a position that you at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, like,
it's...
Can you just speak to like, I guess like, let's take it back into like the 2020 or like when COVID comes right now, like what you're doing career-wise and like, are you, you shifting or is this something you're like dead set in one thing? Like,
so I believe the last time I was here, I was still doing research at NIH. I had just got a paper, and right before the pandemic, we were offered the possibility of like remote work.
Right.
They gave the wrong person remote work. I was like abusing the joint. So it became like a love-hate relationship with my job. And I also wasn't liking where I was at. That's when I found trading, and truthfully, multi-level marketing and trading is what like drew me back to community. I've always been like a people person and like love interacting with people, but like taking your goal, putting it kind of to the side and like attaching it to making sure other people find success and feel safe and feel comfortable and seen and heard and all of that stuff, like that became like, oh, this is way more fun than all of this stuff that you attach it to, because you could just take that and go and do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So community is really, when I think about leaving there, I left doing trading because I was also poor mental health. Like I just wasn't finding it was fun. And truthfully, what I've learned about myself is when I start to like really dislike something, I start to like, it messes with my mind because I haven't like just made a decision to like do something else, which is, crazy. But found myself in a nice little depression, 2020, 2021. And when I say community, like I think about my friends who like would come over, friends who will pull me out of the house or do stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, community is not just the grander scale. I started working at Fleet Feet in 2022. Found out that there was a tech rep position who was like pretty much the community guy for a brand. And I was like, that's it. I got that job 3 months later, and we've literally ran to another position where now we do brand marketing for the country, for America with ASICS, and I get to go to these events and set them up, but also like make people who look like me or like adjacent to me or like just understand like the work that I'm doing. Because if you out there, you can see it. Like I'm trying to get people to feel safe and feel comfortable. So they send me to these events, and then like the affinity to the brand is growing, you know, like, and it's good. It's so much fun to see. And it's not because like I want you to have affinity to the brand. I just want you to have affinity to this space. Like it's your space too. I want you to act like it, own it, be confident in saying it, because somebody else is doing that. So like that's what keeps me sane in all these spaces, because the community is what keeps me uplifted too. So as long as I keep lifting them up, then we just gonna keep going higher together type of vibe.
No, facts. That's it's crazy because with ASICS and just running in general, one, I feel like the running community is a very close-knit one. I used to work for a physical therapist who she primarily worked on runners because she was a runner herself. And that community seems to be very, like you said, uplifting. Very close-knit.
It's probably one of the most supportive, because you can show up and be terrible. Like nobody cares. How fast you are. You could be a walker. You could just have kids. You could be like, nobody really cares. It could be your first time putting on running shoes.
Working the events, what is it like? Because I feel like it's a whole. It's kind of like going to a convention. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
so for the marathons, those are at like the expos where people pick up their bibs, like what they need to run. That is at a convention center. It's like,
so there's a day for that, and then a day that like, you run.
There's a day, so a couple days for that. When I go out to these events, I'm there for like a week. So I get there first, work with our agency, get everything set up. The rest of my team comes in, helps get it to the finish line of what it's supposed, what they want it to look like before they start selling. That's like a 2-3. Then it starts like a 2 to 3 day expo. So people are coming from out of town. They got to get off work, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then the race is usually Sunday, but Boston Marathon is Monday. But
you know, you was talking about you've done 9 marathons to date, and I want to rewind it back. You know, when you were also mentioning something about mental health and being out of state at one point, probably like in around 2021, when you felt like depressed, was there like a timing of like you getting this position and kind of like changing your lifestyle around to maybe just like, yo, I'm just trying to be active, trying to get like a couple miles in every day? Or was it something that, no, this is a goal you had already set for yourself, and then kind of the position kind of came later down the line, like, damn, bro, I've kind of been positioning myself for something like this?
So the best state of mental health I've ever had is always in the times that I've had my best physical health.
Something to that.
You know, and I wish it wasn't always like that, but just it is. So 2020, like, started the pandemic. We started this like group me and had like 40 people in there running everywhere in the U.S., like logging and being accountable. Right. So then I went to depression. I got, I gained a bunch of weight, and then I was like, all right, man, I got to start doing something.
And then around the time you was doing the yoga as well?
Yep. Yeah. I just got my yoga cert. Yeah. So I was like looking at people and running, and they were recording their runs. People like Michael Kofuzi, Tommy runs. That's Tommy's Bailey. Like some of the homies who run, and they were just running around recording. Remember, I was doing that like with my GoPro, and truthfully, that was my way of accountability, right? And then random people would be like, "Bro, you're inspiring me to run," or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but running this last time Like once I finally got all the way out of like the house of depression, you know what I'm saying? That's still a house that I'm familiar with, you know what I'm saying? But like once I got out of the house of depression, it was like I know how to get out of that house and I know how to stay out of that house, you know what I'm saying, without extenuating circumstances, and that's around running. And then when I got to my first position, it was just like I felt the freest I've ever felt in a place where I called work. Like, and it's, now I'll be like, I don't even feel like I'm doing work. There are days where work is hard, but like the running part, I wouldn't be like, people hit my homeboy and I'd be like, why y'all always smiling? Truthfully, it's because I can run. Like I get to run and I get to be active, and those 30 plus minutes by myself be some of the best moments I get.
You know, people be talking, you know the health attributes of working out, obviously, and, getting your running, and it's actually cool that you get to actually use a product, you know what I'm saying, that you're stamping. But what I find, it's like, how do you get to the point as a person where it's like, yo, I want to run 25 miles? You know what I'm saying? I want to do marathons. So, because even the most fit people is like, yo, I'm going to get my miles in. Work out 3-4 times a week. But, they might not even get 25 miles in on a weekly basis, right? So what clicks in you, or is that just something out the gate? You just kind of have that as like a kind of like a midterm goal for you. Like, yo, I want to actually get.
So my first marathon.
What year is this?
2018 was my first marathon. So, truthfully, let me rewind and say that you don't think you can do what you don't see people do, right? And you can see people like LeBron James and think you can play basketball, but you start to see people from Moco make it in basketball, and you be like, I play with them. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? Like while you young, or while you like in susceptible like times where you're molding your mind and stuff like that. So, like my mom, I used to travel. And this is on my page. Like I used to travel from like Atlanta and Nashville to come and like support my mom during her like half marathons and triathlons and stuff. And I was like, I'll do it. And ironically, I said my first race that I like signed up for was the New York City Marathon. Then I started putting races in between it, but like that it was.
You did that with your mother?
No, I haven't raced with my mom, but I just did it because she kept. Yeah, she was like, I'm like, bro, I'm here. It looks cool to support people. And then outside of me, if you were to come out to like a run club, and then we bring you to like a race, and you're cheering on, it's like you might get the urge to be like, I want to do a half marathon or something. Be like, I would love to get to like this point in the race and have people yell at my name and cheer me on and popping confetti cannons. And I'm like, I feel like that's what keeps people running. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that you got mad love out there outside of the physical benefits. Now I do it more because I have like the time of my life when I'm running. But I know everybody's not like that. It's very weird. I smile like the whole 26 miles, I'm smiling. Yeah. Like big smile. Like all of my run pictures are like.
What did your preparation for it look like before your first one? Like how did you get ready for that?
My first one? Yeah. Inconsistency and drinking and accountability partners. Like truthfully, inconsistency and drinking was just like, bro, I signed up. It's like, F it, I'm gonna do it. Accountability partners are the only people that like kept me outside, even when I didn't want to do it. So DRC, like showing up to do District Running Collective in DC, showing up to do the long runs with them. Also, my homegirl, we signed up for New York City Marathon together through the same charity program. She was way more active, like raising the money and just like creating something around it. And I was like, I can't fail now.
Somebody you knew was involved?
Yeah, her name is Jarrhett. She'll be teaching one of the classes during the 100 Days of Yoga, but accountability. Yeah. Like, and I say like inconsistency and drinking. Like the week before I ran my first marathon, I was at homecoming. Like I had almost given up, and I was like, I'm just still doing it.
And then the last week, you still wasn't necessarily convinced you was gonna do it.
No.
And this is the thing. So like even when you're doing it, how many miles are you getting in on a daily basis in prep for this? And does somebody always make sure that they actually run at the length of a marathon before an actual marathon?
So back then, I would say I was doing maybe like 30, 40 30, 40-ish miles.
A day.
No, a week.
Okay.
30, 40-ish miles a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when I'm preparing for a marathon, I'm running like 60, 80 plus miles a week. A lot of miles a week. And what was the second part of the question? Oh, in the middle of training, I think the most people will do is between 20 and 22 miles.
And that's something you did around that.
This past training block, I did 5 runs, 20 plus.
What's different
Every week?
Now, it was like, in those like peak weeks, I did like 18 weeks. So it was like between like either 12 and 16 or, like 12 and 16 those weeks.
Yeah.
So like I've already built up mileage. And truthfully, if anybody wants to like train for anything or like get better and keep running, go out and do like 20, 30 minutes of running a day and see how far that takes you at the end of the week. And then literally just start adding like 10% a week. And just find your niche wherever you land at and be like, this is where I'm at.
What was your marathon time? First time you did it?
4:11:36.
4:11:36.
Yeah, we shaved a bunch off of that joint.
Yeah, I seen so the first one was in New York. The last one was in Sacramento. And I seen you were actually doing a giveaway on Instagram.
Yeah,
and somebody had the time. I think it was about like what 2:52.
2:52. My time was 2:52:03.
Yo, that's a crazy leap.
Yeah, nah, it is. It is. It's been
or more than an hour.
Yeah, I took 50 minutes off myself, like between 2018 and 2023. I had taken 50 minutes off myself. So 4:11 to like 3:20, and I hit a wall.
What changed in the prep between the?
How many races are we talking in between that time?
2023. I've done 3 marathons this year, so 6 before this year, and like 4, 5, 6. I feel like I was like able to be where I am right now. Was not all together, and that's part of. I feel like running is just like how I feel about life, and like I'll keep going after some of these goals, and different times you attempt, you find different things that you got to work on, and there'll eventually be a time where all those things cohesively come together. As long as you keep working on them, like you can't just be like, I'm good at these, I'm terrible at these, let me work on this, and then you gotta keep stacking everything. Yeah. So, 4:11 to 3:20 in like 19 seconds in Berlin. And then
vibes.
Yeah.
You only done one international?
2.
What was the other one?
I've done 4 this year, so I did 5 up until last year.
What are all the other international?
Berlin, London, and Berlin, London. That's 2. Berlin, London. Yeah, I'm trying to get Tokyo 2026. Fingers crossed.
You got to qualify for that.
You got to hit a lottery, and I'm not a good gambler, so. You basically you enter your name into a lottery and they pick people at random.
Word. So
how many people they pick?
What if I got the best time? Like,
if you got the best time, sorry, Tokyo doesn't care. Not that one, because I think the time qualifications typically go to Japanese residents. They might have a handful of spots for like non-Japanese good time. And I mean, if your time's really good, you'll just be in elite field. Okay. Yeah.
Damn, so you got to get selected to be able to run a marathon?
All right, so I'm naming majors, like major marathons. The time I did 2:57 in October in Twin Cities, and this time in Sacramento, those are races that we sponsor, and they're not majors. And
so I think
anybody can sign up for those. You can sign up for LA Marathon. We sponsor that. Grandma's Marathon. You can sign up for
anything. But if somebody's trying to go into majors, you need to have that
you either have to have a really good time
reference sheet to be like, show us what.
Like you either have to be a elite runner, have hit these qualifying times, which is like it's not easy. It's a lot of work, and it's easier. For my opinion, like the American majors, Boston, Chicago, and New York. I raised money for all of those. I don't care. I was not fast enough, in no way, shape, or form. Right. But I wanted to run those because it's like high vibe, high energy. If you haven't been to those cities, it's a great time to go.
Those are great cities, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chicago is one of my favorite.
I was about to say
running
Chicago's a
cities,
popular
yeah.
city.
But New York's cheer is better in my vibe.
You said it was New York,
New York, Chicago, and Boston. Yeah. Boston's the oldest out of the majors. Yeah.
Boston, I hear, is a dope city.
It's cool.
Been.
Yeah, I'm finding.
You live there, right?
Yeah, I live there now.
Yeah. How is that?
How's the transition been? You've been there for like what?
It has been a year and some change.
Okay.
Like a year, maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
It's probably been a little less than a year in reality, just because like I travel so much.
Right.
But I mean, I like it. I got my frat brothers. I got my run friends. I got my coworkers. I'm now doing more like trying to go outside and like find hobbies inside of Boston and stuff like that. I mean, I got some homies who are inside of the creative field, and I just haven't done anything specifically for Boston yet. I haven't like found some way to serve the community there outside of like connecting them to like running resources.
You know, what's a typical day look like for, you know, doing brand marketing for ASIC? You know, because I know that's a really cool position. Like you were kind of talking, kind of been able to even elevate your position within that brand. You know what I'm saying? So talk about that. So
I was a tech rep, and I used to be a tech rep for DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Philadelphia, basically just being the on-the-ground person for ASICs inside of these stores. Fast forward a year and some change, I got pulled up to the brand marketing team, and we're connected to account marketing, so I am not account facing, thank you, Jesus. I'm more so like global facing, so like we get the stuff from them and we kind of filter it towards the region. And then
why'd you say thank God? Is that more tedious?
Yeah, I mean, just like I felt like if there was anything I could change about my last position was like how many accounts I had to deal with. Now I don't have to deal with as many accounts. Yeah, it's like I pass it to that part of my team and they deal with the accounts.
Right.
And brand marketing is dope. You know, like a deal. It depends on like what part of the year. So this last back half of the year, like let's just start in June. Like we had to plan for Woodbridge Invitational in California, which is a high school cross country meet. Twin Cities Marathon in October, Chicago Marathon the week after, Go to Market the week after that, New York City Marathon a week and a half after that, the running event, which is a big trade show, Philadelphia Marathon, California International Marathon, and then Dallas Marathon. It's just like 9 events from like June to these, and there's like some decent amount of money is being spent on like to make these events come to life. So a week is like Monday is like the team meeting. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we have a lot of like both internal but external as well, like with our agencies, and like if we're working with ambassadors or run clubs or anything, like we'll have meetings with them between Tuesday and Thursday typically, and like Friday we're kind of winding down, but like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is like 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 3:30, like a few one-on-ones. Like you might be in a mentorship program, you might got to do some like coursework from the joint, but it's a lot of meetings. And for me, inside of meetings, it's like what needs to be paid for, because I'm the one who is like sending the invoice to finance. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the like tedious part. And then like the event part is where I feel like I'm in my element. You know what I'm saying? Like what does the community need to see? Why do they need to see it? How can we like better align with that? How can we think outside the box and bring people that we don't typically involve in our businesses and our way works, like into the thought process of it and not just like the product of it. So I feel like that's my favorite part. You know what I'm saying? Because then I get to go to the events, and I feel like that's what my coworkers see, that I'm not just talking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just like a cool talking, trying to be cool kid. Nah, like I know all these people, and like we want to elevate each other. And it doesn't really matter what brand you have. If you like work for New Balance or you're black, we about to find a way to try to interact inside of this space. You know what I'm saying? So I think I have one of the funnest jobs, but we tell each other all the time, it's like a thankless job though. So like, don't expect nobody to be like thanking you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like each other, we be like, you did a great job. You know what I'm saying? But like, again, account facing, nobody's like, man, look, thank you so much. When I left, they was like, when I got promoted, that's when I felt like they was like, dang, bro, we really love Jarrett. Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, I ain't hear none of that.
Oftentimes,
you know what I'm saying?
But often, that's people do that oftentimes.
Yeah.
I think even like as human beings, we do that where we don't necessarily appreciate what we have until it's
giving
we don't
them
have
flowers.
It no more, you know
you gotta give them
like,
flowers while staying in
because
front
you
of
don't
you.
realize how beneficial something or someone is in your life while they're being beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta.
I think we struggle to look at each other as humans. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's flawed. Everybody is working on or through something.
Yeah.
Is losing something, is gaining something. There's so much going on in everybody's lives that sometimes, because we got so much going on, we be like, we don't ask if they got the capacity. We don't think if they got the capacity. We don't try to like celebrate who they are. And it's like, nah, you should know what you know what I'm saying? Like, know what I got going on and move accordingly instead of like, how can I be, and I don't want to say empathetic, but like, how can I be more inclusive with each other to figure out, because like I said, we all going through some stuff. We might all leave this room today and have 3 different experiences of who feels as comfortable doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be the person when you go into those spaces where it's like, I see him, I'm good. Like, I'm cozy. You know what I'm saying? So, I love Black people and being able to connect them through like what I do to running. Because I mean, I'm about to start 100 Days of Yoga and like
get into that a little bit. Talk about what 100 Days of Yoga is and what you got going with that.
Yeah, so 100 Days of Yoga is like, I'm gonna like mentally read it off of what I posted. It's like an invitation to the community to like reset through the first quarter of 2025 by ways of like yoga, meditation, Pilates. So basically, us 3, we would do a yoga session every day by ourselves. Don't have to do it together. You post it on Instagram, tag 100 Day Reset on Instagram. And then every 10 days from January 10th to April 10th, there'll be a live virtual class for people to tap into with local yogis from across the U.S. representing New York, D.C., L.A., Atlanta, pretty spread out. So
every major city.
so 100 Days of Yoga is just a way for people to like not be pressured, but you know, to just find ways to move. And I feel like we all be like the resolutions we be having is like, I want to go lift or I want to run, and whilst these things are gonna help you physically, they're gonna have you. We need some mental reset. 2024 was a year, albeit it's probably a great year in a variety of ways for us. If you was not on your P's and Q's, you got hit with some things that you had to deal with mentally in 2024. 100%. So just trying to create space for people to feel safe, going on a mental health journey. Yeah. Because we all, it's just like trying to pull people into that.
Yoga's a good way to do that, I think.
Yeah.
I think, like, have you ever done yoga?
Yeah, he's
I got it. No, I'm asking you, bro. Have you ever
myself?
done yoga?
Yeah,
I know
100%.
he's done yoga.
Yeah. I've done yoga before, 100%. I've never done it to the point where it's been a consistent part of, like, a little resume.
Yeah.
Routine
and truthfully, bro, if you got 20 minutes and you can't, like, you don't feel like sweating and doing yoga or Pilates, meditation is an option. Sit down and, like, actually be still, think about it, you know what I'm saying, like journal, you feel me, like ways to actually like work through stuff in your mind.
Right.
And it's not just, I'm like, truthfully, I put it out as a post like early December, like I'm thinking about doing a reset for the first 100 days, and people's like, count me in, da-da-da. And I was like, we all try to do more like aggressive things, right. Running, lifting, and those are like aggressive physical things. And you can sweat and burn some calories or whatever you want to doing yoga and Pilates. But I think the best thing and kind of the most intentional thing we need going into 2025 is like intention and like community and feeling like we together. Because this is my first time trying to do something in the yoga space. like collectively. I got my yoga cert in 2021, but I don't like teach like that. Yeah. But community is my thing, and I've seen like an amazing like group of teachers, like Surface, Black and Brown ones. Like I got my cert through a Black and Brown like accessible program. Like they was charging almost nothing for people to come and get a 200-hour certification.
I remember you even gave me a fucking book.
Yeah, you feel me? Like you got everything in there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just most people don't do what they don't think they can do, and because they don't think they can do it because they've never seen somebody do it. Right. So now I know I have a bigger following than 2019, and I know the people that I'm pulling in have a decent following, and I know the homies have a small or big, they have their own following. So if they start to participate, then that means like we might have like a couple hundred people participating in something that we might have all been doing alone. But it feels so much safer when like we are all safe in a space that we created for us. You know what I'm saying? To like to maneuver through like a good headspace in 2025. I just know the most times, anytime I'm doing it for myself, there's probably somebody else that needs it, and that's the moment I'm like, I got to move to try to put something in play, even if I fall short of doing 100 days straight. It's like I know I created space for people to like be able to do stuff for themselves. Yeah.
But also to kind of just stay accountable to, like, hey man, it's not about, even if you miss it, guess what? We on day 32, man. Come on, just get right back with us.
So how is it? So how do people, or how are you suggesting people be accountable?
So
is it like post every day?
Yeah. So there's two things. I had you download Strava. Strava's like a fitness app that you basically track stuff on, and you could go on there. And truthfully, if you go to my profile, I am Jarrett Butler. My latest post is the 100 Days of Yoga one, and my next two will be the 100 Days of Yoga. And it's collaborated with the other Instagram for like that, for the actual accountability program, 100 Days of Yoga. And the page is 100 Day Reset, like not number 100, but like spell out 100 Day Reset. And
so if people really want to follow, they're gonna have to go on to this other app.
Yeah, they can go. Okay. But if they want to, like, if they don't want to go on Instagram, they can go to Strava. And I say go to Instagram because in my bio and in the 100 Day Reset bio, the Strava download and Strava group is in the bio. Okay. And you could just go in there and just upload it every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think, I'll probably go through there randomly and be like, who's been doing it every day? You know what I'm saying? And be like, do some check-ins of like, I love making people feel like they doing good. So find like the first male and female that have done 21 days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all ain't think I was peeping.
Yeah, y'all ain't think you was peeping. Yeah. Shout them out.
What's your email?
Exactly. What's your shoe size? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get you in some love. You feel me? Like, patting people on the back, I think, like, again, we don't give each other flowers enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the pivot from on tap to early. You feel me? Like, being able, I think one of y'all mentioned it, like, being able to, like, we've all went through a whole bunch since on tap. Like, a lot of positive, a lot of things in learning, but, like, bro, none of us have stopped. And, like, there are very visible things that we've grown through. We should be able to be like, thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, y'all being amazing. So I just want to make sure that through this, people are feeling like they're getting their flowers for taking the steps of a better mental health.
Speaking of giving flowers, God give flowers to Jarrett. This is the only motherfucker that had fucking 50 pairs of shoes to give away at his going away party. I'm going away. Here, there's shoes though. If you find your size, feel free.
He gave away party favors.
Hope is like, behind that to help yourself. You're just like, you're looking at all these boxes and they all different Asics. Yeah. Like, you just find your size. I'm like, yo. Yeah, this is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I get to be Santa Claus, and especially as a tech rep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to get stuff to give out, and truthfully, we'd have handed out everything we needed to like accounts and stuff like that, and you still got some stuff extra. So
Oh, yeah.
let a couple different shoes drop. What should happen is like, well, I got a handful of extras, and it was like 30, 40 people in there. Everybody left with a shoe or two. Nah, for real. Yeah.
Imagine.
That's tough.
I mean, we also wear, shameless, like running plug.
Yeah.
You should be wearing the right shoes, not as in like what type of running shoe you should be wearing, but like you need to go and get fit, and there's probably shoes that fit your foot shape better, and you need to have some space in between your feet.
People so blindly buy
Yeah,
shoes,
like,
bro,
not
you know,
being aware of like
bro,
that actually has later like.
Oh, it has.
health
It
consequences.
has right now.
I told you I
Right.
used to work in a physical therapy office that
Bro.
specialized with runners.
Word.
Bro, it was all about the shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were always recommending.
Bro, the
They
shoes.
were also always recommending people, like, change your shoes or, like, what type
Yeah.
of shoes you wear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro, it's important. Like your feet. First of all, we're gonna stand up and you're on your feet. None of us are walking around on our hands. Like, please, please, protect your feet. I mean, like, there's no problem with being fresh, having some nice shoes. But as soon as we go into the fitness and you start, like, if you're not lifting
Yeah.
or lifting, that's
Yeah.
pretty much that's all I think.
Right.
You need to have like specific shoes, and even sometimes in lifting, you probably should have some specific shoes.
Right.
I'm not knocking anybody, but like once you start running, when you start playing basketball, football, you got to have them shoes. You know what I'm saying? So like, be smart and don't wear your New Balance 960s or your Asics 1130s, which are lifestyle shoes, to go run. While they were running shoes once upon a time, they didn't re-drop them for you to be running in them. I promise.
This is retro.
Retro.
Be chill.
Yes.
Casual.
It's funny because I was wondering with lifting, I feel like I use basketball shoes for pretty much anything athletic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I will say I don't really run like that.
Yeah.
I don't really run like that. But I feel like for lifting, I use basketball shoes. Playing tennis, I use basketball shoes. Playing golf, I use like low top basketball shoes.
Oh, snap.
Low top. I use low top for tennis too. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
so
I use
like-
low top shoes really for all of them.
Like
It's the same pair of
lifting or
basketball shoes for
tennis or like pickleball or something, I'll
Yeah.
probably wear some like regular Asics.
Yeah.
Like a nothing crazy lifestyle shoe. But
for your running
for
shoes
running,
specifically,
yeah, please
you
go get
shouldn't
you some
even
running
just-
shoes.
But you shouldn't even use something off the shelf. Let's call it. You should get something prescribed.
Well, I mean,
like,
if you
know
have
what
the
I'm saying?
opportunity, if you have the
get some
opportunity, go to your
custom-made.
local running store.
yeah,
Fleet Feet, Charm City. We're actually getting in PG County, I think in Hyattsville, the first black-owned run store in the DMV in the next year or two. But go there, say you want to get fit, they'll walk you through, and they will prescribe you some shoes, hopefully Asics, and then, but like I think that is something that you should, even if you don't go and buy the shoes.
Right.
I think knowing, black people love to buy stuff online, so like even if you like, they ain't got my colors, but I know what I'm supposed to be looking for when I'm buying a shoe for this activity, I think you should do that. I mean, like, they don't even let you do Pilates without the right Pilates socks in some places. So, like, make sure you got the right gear. I think it's just
That's crazy.
smart to be prepared.
yeah, yeah. Like even in like boxing gyms, they don't let you go on the mat without like boxing shoes or wrestling shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
All right.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yo, would y'all ever run?
Marathon?
Like an extended
Half
race.
marathon. Yes,
would've did
I wasn't trying to say marathon. I was like, I was.
the most
Yeah,
I've
half
ever
shit.
run is
I
a
would-
5K. What
I
about
would
you?
be
I think
down.
the most I've ever run was a 7K.
Okay, that's almost
What about
four.
you?
That's almost
Yeah,
about 4 miles.
I have ran a 5K many years ago. Like, I'm talking probably like along with my pops type shit. Probably like when I was in like 7th grade or some shit. But fucking, what was I about to say? I would totally be down to actually prepare for a marathon. I don't want to just bullshit and say, yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, I actually want to work.
Yeah.
and put
What is a
myself
marathon?
on
Like
time.
25 miles?
Yeah.
26.2.
26. That is so crazy to me. Like, I don't even know if I have the.
You could do it.
I don't even know if I have the focus to run for 26 miles.
What do you do?
Well,
what have you done for like 4 hours?
I'm about to say, yeah. So you're basically running for 4 hours. Now, if I put it like that, maybe I could do that. Well, I'm thinking about the distance of running from this town to that town. That sounds crazy to me. Like,
nah, I mean, so like. It is nuts. I think
literally be having stops where people be like, "Hey, let's get in the car and drive over there."
Nah, facts. Yeah. In New York, people was hopping on and off on the train. In Berlin, my friends were training it from stop to stop to try to catch me. It like the more you run, the more you realize, damn, this is kind of far, because you just think about driving there and you be damn, this is a lot farther than I thought it was. This is actually
like a 25 mile away drive is like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
25 miles from here is like the border of DC.
Yeah,
and you
crazy.
said you was.
So where would you go when you're training? What was your route? Where would you go?
When I lived here, it was the C&O Canal, the Capitol Crescent. The C&O Canal is like, you can really take that joint from DC to like West Virginia, but like anywhere from like Potomac to DC is where I would run it. Capitol Crescent is in Bethesda. Rock Creek starts in Gaithersburg, or I would just find some way to do a loop, or I would run in my friend's house and be like, all right, let's spark up and take me home, please.
You actually collectively running what, from Utah to Cali? Are you doing that?
TSP, yeah.
TSP,
yeah.
What's you talk about that? What is that, like a relay?
Yeah. I'm a part of a team, and it TSP is called the Speed Projects, where people run from LA to Las Vegas, Santa Monica Pier to Las Vegas. And it has more recently become like a popular thing. It used to be like their tagline is no spectators. So like it used to be like they would drop a registration is about to happen, and then you register and you might not never hear back from them. Right. Now it's a little bit different, and a lot more people want to do it. They have people who run it solo, then you got people who do it as a team. Right. I'm doing it as a team. I have not reached that level of crazy yet. It's like 300 miles or something like that. There's people who run that solo.
And you get there when you get there, or it's like you got to beat this time.
So the relay race is like you want to be first. So, I mean.
It's a relay as in a relay. So like you're running to one place and then the next.
Like your team will have like transportation, like an RV or something, and then somebody's running for a lot of period of time, and then the team will meet them there or beat them there or trail them to there, and then the other person will get out the car, they'll switch, they'll do it for a certain period of time. It's
You said Cali to Utah, is that what you said?
Santa Monica to the Las Vegas side. Yeah.
That's insane.
No. So they do it. It is insane. Let me not say no to that. But they've like taken it to France and in Chile. My two like friends in running, this dude named Rob and this girl named Parley. They both got
parlay.
First. Hey, I should have put a parlay on it. But they both got first doing TSP Chile solo. Damn. Running through like 12,000 feet of elevation and like
so
89 hours.
That's beast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
So it'll be
how long would it take something to do? How long would it take to do something like that?
So my friend, they won in like 89 hours. So what is that?
It's like 4 days.
4 days. Sleeping on the ground in the back of a pickup.
I was about to say. So also, how do you sleep? You just
in the RV or probably in the RV.
So and they got a tracker on you or something, so they know
yeah.
Like you're not moving.
Right.
Yeah, they'll have the
like while you're sleeping. I mean, like you're not like sleeping in the back of somebody's truck and then get up and then drive it.
Like find my friends.
Yeah.
Find my friends. But I think it is also like integrity. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
is.
Yeah,
no, I mean
you can't hire enough. You can't hire enough people to like.
People have literally, like in like real races like marathons and stuff, like cheated. So
Yeah.
Right.
but I think these type of people, like the people who are doing it solo,
Right.
the more I'm like in the running space and like see the different types of people that's in here, like it's a person. There's like a type of person that just feels like there's probably no limit to where that they can push themselves.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that's my favorite part, because it's really all mental, and then the physical kind of just, like, I've fought myself out of cramps. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mind is so strong and the body follows. So, like, that's the type of thing that they on. So it's both, like, I don't know if I'd ever get to that level of crazy, but I think it's cool to, like, you know, they come back and you hear the stories of, like, not extreme hunger or thirst, but it's like, bro, you got to go, you get a point, like, mentally, where it's like, you facing some demons.
Like, I mean, I feel like I've definitely heard this story before. I remember I used to listen to like some accounts from like a dude like David Goggins, and I guess like the most vicious shit is like ultra running, right? There's ultra runners.
Anything over 26.2 is an ultra marathon.
Word. Yeah. And it's like motherfuckers is doing 100 miles in fucking 13, 14 hours.
Yeah, I think this dude just set the record again for it, bro. It's this dude named like something Roshi. He's a monster. He won UTMB Mont Blanc. He's a monster.
And how much is that and what time?
It's like 100+ mile race, but he's up there in like top 3 times ever. So like I run a 6:36 in the marathon.
He ran. Don't tell me.
He's probably around like between 6:45 and 7
for 100.
I think so. Yeah, I think the. Yeah, no, or less.
Is
Or less.
Yeah. 100 to keep a pace of 6 minutes.
I think that's 100K. My bad, 100K. But that's still like 50 plus miles. But 100 miles is probably like still. I think it's like 7. Still 7:30. These people are nuts though. Yeah, no, they are nuts. Everybody's like, they say you eventually will do it. I mean, technically, I am eventually doing it because I'm doing like the relay portion of it, but I don't even feel that bad about that. It's the like when you just you're the one solely responsible for those miles. That's when it gets a little. I don't know. I know my body could do it.
You versus you thing.
Yeah, I know my body could do it. It's more of like a doubt in any scenario. Once you like allow it to like sneak in.
I can imagine with running.
Oh my God! I mean, just picture to like with this. Like if y'all let doubt slip into this, 100%. You early would be late.
But I feel like I feel like in other lanes, like it can be more subtle, like over time it compounds. But I feel like with running, is literally like, bro, if you doubt yourself, that literally is the millisecond between you crossing this shit, right? Because you was literally doubting somebody, like shit like that, like that could just fuck up your timing. Like you should. I
feel like it's like the faith and doubt or faith and fear seed are both seeds that you carry in your pocket regardless. In every scenario, you hold one harder than the other, and the one you like not even thinking about is the one that usually grows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, most of us holding on to that doubt joint, and it'd be like the running scenario. I could be like Chicago. No, let me use another. Berlin. I was like mad prepared or Chicago. I was mad prepared in my feeling. But I had doubts like going in where it's like, what if like it could be small, dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. Doubt doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be like scary at first. It could be like a sexy thing that just distracts you for a second. In that one split moment that you like smile at the distraction, you've lost. Like if you start that race, like you cross the start line with that same sexy doubt that you had, and it could be very small. By the time you hit mile 20, when stuff gets tough, it's gonna be like, I knew that doubt was here for a reason. Yeah. I knew that doubt was here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And then you got 6 more miles to go. And in reality, right? Speaking of like goals outside of running, you're so much closer to the finish line than the start.
Starting line, yeah.
Giving up takes so much longer to get to the finish line than it would if you just kept going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, bro, you just gotta keep going. It's not
as in walking back.
like
Is that what you
like
mean?
if you stop, like if you just pull off to the side, the time it would take you to get to the finish line,
is
longer than if you just kept if you walked to the finish line and you crawled to the finish line, it's probably gonna take you less time to just keep going straight. Put your head down and hurt, or like fight through the doubt. Let your faith be stronger. And I mean, like, I think that's why I said there are seeds that you hold in your pocket at all times, because it's always there. It's just a matter of which one you gonna allow the space to grow.
That's low key. So you had asked if I would ever do a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the thing that I want to tap into. That's what's intriguing to me about a marathon. That like having to push myself to do something that at one point I didn't think was possible. I think I've done that in certain aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? But a marathon, I feel like if you can put yourself in a position where your body has to go through some shit. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like mentally you'll go through some shit and you'll be like, damn, like that doubt will creep in, but you'll get to the other side of it and you'll be like, all right, bet. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? I was capable of it. I am capable of it. With it's definitely physical feats, you know what I'm saying? Because like even I think that's why like I love watching sports so much. Like when you watch like the NFL, the NBA, people who are at the highest level of a particular sport, the Olympics even. Right. You know what I'm saying? You see motherfuckers do shit and you're just like, damn, like I feel that and you know what I'm saying? You get energized. You know what I'm saying? You see. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe win his 5th championship. Like you're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Tom Brady, I wasn't really a Tom Brady fan. I'm still not really a Tom Brady fan, but like I respect the hell out of the guy because of some of the feats that we can see. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's that doing things. See. Yeah, everybody's doing things and achieving goals in their own lives, but we can't. Outside people can't really see that because nobody really knows what you were you had to go trying to accomplish. Right. But if you can accomplish something like a championship, like you know what I'm saying, like that's something that that's also why I was very transparent about my behind the scenes work that got to go into it.
It's a clear cut way to measure yourself. You know? Yeah. But one thing I was gonna say, because I'm definitely mindful. Jarrett is going to the game tonight. He's a Falcons.
No way.
Yeah, Falcons.
Oh, shit. Damn, that's about to be lit.
To Commander
that's about to be
lit.
Lit.
Got some thoughts about the game and how
damn, this is going to be a good game. I'm literally like,
like
what time is it?
Nah, look at that. Look, I just text my boys and leave here in a second. Got to get the game. You hear me?
So you a Falcons fan?
You're a Commanders fan, I presume.
Fuck with the commies.
We both gotta win. So. Sorry.
You know what's crazy? This is really gonna be a good game.
No, I mean,
I do think we're the better team. I'm not just saying that. I just think that. But also too, I feel like this is a game we could drop. I feel like this is a game we should win, but this is a game we could drop. Like,
so this is my thing. I just think we're like two equally yoked teams.
Yeah.
And I feel like numerically, we would have been a little better if they allowed Penix. Like if they put Boobie in a lot earlier. Because right now I feel like he has to play. He's playing a game that is very, very, very important.
But this is only his second start.
Exactly.
It could have been his ninth start.
That's what. That's
could have been his 12th start. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then you hear that they about to drop my boy, and by the time this come out, it might have cut boy. You feel me? Like so, it's like if you had that doubt in your heart at all in this joint, you should have just let that. But I'm happy now. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I think they went out and got Kirk Cousins because they thought this was going to be. They thought they could do something this year.
Now with Kirk, I can't believe it.
Well, what are you talking about? Kirk Cousins statistically has been one of the best quarterbacks.
He came into the league. I mean, came into the season.
Yeah,
a mediocre quarterback, and he left the season.
But statistically, a really good quarterback in the NFL.
What was his record when he came into the season?
I'm not talking about his record though. I'm not talking about his record though, but in the regular season, the last 2 seasons, not the season that he got hurt. Yeah, not the season that he got hurt before he went to Atlanta, but the previous 2 seasons before that, he was statistically one of the best quarterbacks in the league. and the Vikings were good. They weren't as good as they are this year, but they were always projected to be like a number 1 or 2 seed, and they would kind of fall short of expectations. But they were still good. They were a good team.
I did my Kirk Cousins deep dive, and I was very underwhelmed.
After y'all cited, you did a deep dive. I feel like I've been following him his whole career, and he's been a good quarterback.
Even if I want to like see it from that perspective, then the money that they pay him come into it, then that's what
it didn't make any sense,
bro.
It didn't make any sense.
It's like, all right, bro. So now we got to
so
now we got to hyper focus. It's kind of like a Dak where it's like, all right, Kirk, let's really get into it. When it matters,
Kirk Cousins has.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's his problem. When it matters, he don't win. But when it don't matter, he wins. But the thing is, like,
Kirk Cousins has the best agent in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does.
In the world,
absolutely.
He's a God-fearing man, whoever that is.
He's like one of the most average quarterbacks ever, but one of the most highest paid quarterbacks
every single time.
Literally, you have to really think about it. Like, context is everything. The reason why even Penix is in the game is like you had a 4 or 5 game stretch where you have 0 touchdowns.
0.
Yeah.
And 8 interceptions, son.
What's going on?
Son,
Yo, this is hold on, bro. What's going on, man?
And what made me what made me the maddest?
Know that I don't think.
Hey, you know what's the second worst? The second worst pickup.
The team is losing faith, bro.
You know what the second worst pickup by the Falcons is? Kyle Pitts.
Hey man, I mean, I thought he'd.
I don't know, man.
And the only reason we will never.
Is he having a bad year?
It's terrible. Because Jamar Chase was in that.
Don't even.
That's why.
No,
they could have got.
Hey, it wasn't.
Chose Pitts at 3.
But
no. They were right under.
Kyle
Pitts, then Chase.
Nasty.
We did too.
I liked Kyle Pitts. I fuck with him.
I
haven't seen what he's been on this year.
Kirk is only good.
Kirk went on lock.
Kirk has only literally been good in a 2-minute offense.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's the only place he's been good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been a Falcons fan for a while.
I feel like they thought they were a quarterback away last year. That's why they went and got.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that's why
they basically are trying to. They didn't want to hedge all their bets on an aging quarterback, right? So it's like you use your pick to get him, and then you kind of get Cousins. I thought they was gonna make a deal that was advantageous to them because he just got off the tear. They said no. Let's go like give you record breaking bank.
The haunting statement was, "We're gonna go get a quarterback that represents the culture of Atlanta." Then the first person they got was Kirk Cousins. I almost threw my damn phone.
Because Lamar
was actually They said they were going to get a quarterback. They said they were going to get a quarterback that represents Atlanta.
Yeah, represents the culture of Atlanta, and then they got Kirk.
The team said that?
No, the coach. Yes,
the coach said that.
Mm-hmm. Then he picked up.
That's a weird statement too. Like I don't know.
No. So all right, so
was a viable option.
Atlanta needs to erase the curse. We need to erase the curse that's going on right now.
Lamar Jackson?
No. He's from.
I forget where he's from.
He went to Louisville.
He's from Florida.
But it was. I think them getting Penix was a great pickup. Penix is married to a black woman. He's left-handed. He's a black quarterback. We got a black coach. This is something that needed to happen. So look, and the only reason I say sorry because I think Penix is going to break the curse tonight with this game. As like
no, it's not. Not tonight.
Maybe
next week.
Tonight. Look. Hey, look. I built you up with black people. Tonight is when we. Nah, but who needs to lose for y'all?
Bucks. It's all about how we go. I think Bucks.
The Bucks
is pivotal to both.
Yeah.
So if you lose, we both get in.
If we're supposed to, I don't know if we lose,
we get in because we'll be at the top of the division.
But if you lose as well, the Commanders, they get in, they'll lock their berth.
Yeah, so
but
if we win, we lock ours.
One of the two. I think we have to win one of our last two to be in the playoffs.
As well too.
We have to win out. So I mean, this is
so crazy. They said for the Commanders, fucking what did they say? The way y'all started, y'all at 10-5. This is the best opening to their season since '92. Yeah. I was like, wow,
it's a good year for a lot of us.
You know what thing I've noticed is even though I could care less for the home team, in basketball and football respectively, the area is better for it. when they actually do well. I feel
Really?
like the
Oh, for
vibe-
sure.
Do you see
Just
it,
feel
some
like the
kind of
vibe.
difference?
Yeah, I just feel like the vibe is up, man. Like
I be
games
seeing
are
people
more
wearing
lit
like
to
their
go to the
commander shirts and
joint.
stuff like that on
Yeah,
Sundays
man,
if I'm
yeah.
outside.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
I be
good
It's a
seeing
lot
feeling.
more
It's good to have city
outside
ball, right.
fans
Yeah.
for sure
Yeah,
right now.
you know.
Nobody wants to be upset.
Yeah.
You know, some loser shit.
I
But
mean,
the Wizards suck. You
Yeah,
mentioned
they
because
suck.
you
They
said
suck.
only
They
because you
suck.
mentioned
They
the basketball team. I'm
Right.
like,
yeah,
damn,
I'm about
like,
to say.
Back in the day when
our
the Ravens was
basketball
doing
team-
the thing, I know
yeah.
that shit probably lit.
that shit was
pulling
cool
up
too.
like, yo,
Even
8-0,
early John Wall days
John
was
Wall in the
popping.
build,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
Sure, for sure.
I feel like the
that
last
shit was
time I
cool.
was going to the Wizards game is when Mike was playing.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a long time
It's a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah. But I think we made the playoffs that year or no? I think we made the playoffs one of the
Yeah,
years he was
you
there.
might have.
Yeah.
But
One of them.
first round exit
Yeah,
or
then
something like
they
that.
didn't
But
go far.
the reason I brought that up because when I think the best we've been in my lifetime is just like a middle tier
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
NFC
Yep.
NFC
Both sports.
Eastern Conference team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Shout out your baseball and hockey team. They
Yeah, those are the ones that
overachieve,
actually
you know?
bring it
Not
home.
the
You know
real
what I'm
sport.
saying? But I do think that even when it's like that, it's a little popping. Like people get excitement out of that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but, like-
getting to the playoffs
Yeah.
is exciting time around
I
here.
know,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Niggas was geeked at the fucking.
But I feel like I
Nationals
only
won.
I
was like,
only
bro, you
know
watch
first round
fucking baseball.
exits. I feel like every
But the Nationals and the Capitals are always decent.
yeah.
100%.
Like,
They're always decent, and
always
then
decent. Like
they'll surprise you and actually win
football,
one year.
football,
Yeah.
basketball, subpar.
Yeah, and then
Baseball, hockey, above
Elite.
And
Elite,
it
elite.
was
Yeah.
funny too,
Elite
because like motherfuckers who don't even watch baseball were like, "Yo, the Nationals won."
Yeah.
Hey,
Although the
you trying to step
Nationals-
out?
You
feel
trying to
like-
step out?
Like,
I feel like
y'all-
since
like, yo,
the
y'all
Nationals
funny as
won,
Absolutely
I feel
not.
like since the
Put two and
Nationals
two
won
together.
a championship, they haven't really
Been that great?
been that great.
No, they
You know what I'm
haven't.
saying? They took a nosedive, and now they're kind of just like
Right.
stuck in the middle tier again. You know
No,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean it's I
like
feel
the
like the
Orioles,
same
I feel
thing.
like are better than the Nationals
I
right
think
now.
it was like the year
Oh,
that Bryce
definitely.
Harper he just left and then they won it without
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then-
Strasburg was
yeah.
it? I think was the pitcher.
Type.
there.
Let me
and
not
we
act
had
like I'm
we
a
had
casual.
I know
have
Strasburg
Bryce Harper?
won a World Series.
Yeah, it was in there.
do we have
Yeah.
Bryce Harper when they
No,
won?
I think he had just left to the Phillies,
word.
and then we just did that on him.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
that's crazy.
See,
Yeah, that's-
you see when you leave.
That's the
when
worst
it
one.
goes
Facts.
on.
He
But
was
then-
a
so that's-
problem.
but
So that's
the
a Chris
Phillies,
Paul,
they
right?
didn't win one, but they got to.
Or is it
they got
Kyrie
to
Irving?
one,
You
right?
said
I think
what?
the Phillies they got to one though, like the year
Phillies?
before last.
Oh, they
Uh,
lost. They lost.
Yeah,
But they got
yeah.
there, though.
That was last year,
It was
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
the
2023.
Dodgers. last year.
Dodgers won this previous year.
Yeah.
But they played the Yankees, I think. The year before was I want to say the Yankees won the year before.
No, the Yankees didn't win. The Yankees haven't won.
Not 2 years ago?
I forget who the Phillies was playing, but I know
You would
it
know
was.
if the Yankees won.
I feel like I did know. I feel like when Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
I remember I remember seeing Aaron Judge. Doing
This was
something.
actually the closest they got in a minute.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
The Phillies jump.
No, it
No,
was
Yankees.
was it the
Oh.
Rangers, Texas Rangers?
I feel like I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't let me.
Yeah.
Don't let me act like I know baseball like that.
I don't either. I feel like I just be here about.
baseball.
No,
I feel like
no.
I feel like I
And,
just
and that
hear
goes
who
to
won
show
the
you
World Series.
how lackluster the home team,
Yeah,
other
man.
sports are.
Yeah,
that we're
facts.
like,
We,
we almost did a
know-
deep dive in baseball.
We know when we win the championship, and that's about it.
Man, I mean, I ain't gonna lie and be like, I don't wish y'all luck.
Yeah.
Had Kirk been playing, I'm kind of just going to see my Falcons.
Yeah, yeah.
But Penix is playing.
But it's lit that you're gonna be there. That's what
Yeah.
I'm like.
Yeah.
Damn, that's gonna
Right.
be lit. That's
yeah,
gonna
I
be a
mean,
good time.
it was was not supposed to happen.
Right, man. So, hey, man, we definitely don't want to hold up your commute. You know, you got to get over there,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
But, hey, definitely appreciate you for sliding through the studio and messing with us on early. Let the people know how they can tap in with you. Also, give them another reminder again of how they can tap into the 100 days
Yeah,
of yoga
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Again, thank y'all for holding space and allowing me to come and kick it with y'all. Find me on Instagram, Threads. I am Jarrett Butler, or just type in Pro Jogger. There's only one. And then from there, follow 100 Day Reset. That's spelled 100 Day Reset on Instagram, and participate in 100 Days of Yoga. We got a first quarter mind and body intention setting and reset accountability program just to get the community in line and together as we go into the year, and just making sure we're in good headspace. Find a way to move your mind, find a way to move your body. I hope to see you outside in the streets.
All right, bro. again.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game tonight. That's gonna be
For
popping.
sure.
Man, look for me in the visitor end zone, back right.
Oh
Nice,
yeah,
say less.
yeah.
Say less.
End zone view. You probably gonna get on TV.
Yeah.
That's gonna be popping.
And for
That's gonna be
everybody
popping.
tuned into this, Happy New Year's as
Happy
well.
New Year's.
See you in the new year.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Happy New
2025.
Year, everybody.
Real
2025 is here.
Yeah.
Let's get it. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
early.
Appreciate you tuning in.
Early,
Make sure you
baby.
subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all next time.
Early.